Philip Stoughton. I am on the IPC booth at Electronica 2024 and I'm joined by Sanjay Huprikar. Sanjay, first of all, thank you for hosting us here. It's been an absolute pleasure. We've had maybe 35 people through here.
It's been fantastic for us to watch.
15 or so EMS CEOs, which has been great from some of the largest companies in Europe. So really enjoyed that.
Thank you.
But also congratulations, a great exhibit here. What I've loved about the exhibit is we've had hand soldering competition here, so we've had the operators doing their thing, we've had CEOs on the stage there, and we've had people from the European Union here talking about the politics of this year. It's the full gamut of services, isn't it?
It's Barnum and Bailey. It's the three-ring circus.
Yeah.
But I mean that in the most positive way, of course. You know, we're the Global Electronics Association. Our duty is to serve this industry. We're in Europe this week. We'll be in Asia in a few weeks. We'll be back in the U.S. in March. Having the ability to bring a member of the European Commission here was a big coup on the part of IPC. It's something that's been 2 years in the making.
Okay.
We've been steadily building our profile in Brussels, educating the policymakers on the importance of viewing electronics not just through the eyes of a semiconductor, but through the entire ecosystem, as we like to say, silicon to systems. As part of that buildup of relationship with the EU, getting the executives of the EMS and PCB industry in Europe to start thinking about it from a one voice standpoint instead of multiple voices. That's been a separate parallel track, and now we're seeing the merger of those two tracks. And what you saw on Tuesday was really exciting. A member of the commission talking about the philosophy of what he would like to do in terms of influencing the new government that's coming in. Four highly credible, reputable CEOs representing different portions of the supply chain, talking about what the needs and the challenges are. And then that audience behind them just asking questions, championing, cheering them on. It was just magnificent to see that.
It was an absolute joy to watch. And what I was taken by was the Q&A session. And what I thought was really interesting is when I think about the work you do, and when I talk to Chris and I talk about the work you're doing in politics, I kind of think of it as being in the direction of informing government of how we as an industry operate. But what was awesome was to actually have the industry listen to the guy from the EU and him explain some of the ways things work there and some of the reasons things take time and the importance of getting 28 states to agree on a single thing. And it's not the United States of Europe. It's quite a different thing.
It is.
So there was learning in both directions. That's usually
progress can only happen when both sides, or however number of sides there are communicating effectively. It cannot be one-sided. We were to get certain members that would come to us and say, you need to do this. I said, it doesn't work that way. Okay. And the government on their side of it, we need this company and that company. I'm sorry, government, it doesn't work that way. It's a project. There's a feeling out process, There's an understanding of what their needs are and what your needs are. Well, how are we going to reconcile sometimes diverging needs? And we're happy that we've inserted ourselves into that situation. We think that we're effectively the right type of association to lead that type of effort.
Yeah, you absolutely are. And I think scale is absolutely essential there. And the fact that you're doing similar work in Washington, you're doing similar work elsewhere in the world, you're not doing it exactly the same way because you're tailoring it to the environment you're in.
Unfortunately, there is no cookie cutter, one size fits all here. You have to look at each region, understand what the challenges are, understand who the personalities are, and then kind of weave together a story that allows us to navigate through that process.
The booth has been vibrant the whole time. You've had lots of people visiting, talking to you, lots of activity there, stuff going on here. It's got a really nice, stylish European feel. So I congratulate Philippe and the team on achieving that.
They deserve a lot of credit. He deserves a lot of credit for leading. I think what's remarkable about we had a little bit more size of booth this year, which allowed us to accommodate you. And thank you for being here. That's been fantastic for us. Please come back when you can. I think as you pointed out earlier, the kind of the balance between, if you think about what we do as the Global Electronics Association, our legacies are very focused on standards and education. Well, that's kind of what's being played out here on the hand soldering side, right?
And training
and that, right? We've kind of leaned into advocacy now, and that's what you saw a little bit in the forum. But we were also thinking about what are the what are the solutions we need to help define the future? So some of the technical presentations that were done this week, the Thomas Markscheffel presentation from ASMPT on what the factory of the future looks like, the GPV presentation on sustainability and the implications of that. Otto's basically portraying kind of a world view, because he's got facilities all over the world, what a world view of ESG really looks like, and how each of his individual factories takes that three-letter acronym and turns it into something vibrant for their culture and their geography. I mean, just amazing content we've seen this week.
Yeah, and the other thing I see you leaning into is there's the whole data stream that supports this. And when I look at all these pillars that you have in terms of research, and I talk to Sean Dubravik every month about the data that's coming out, and I really enjoy that. And actually, I know our viewers do as well. When I look at all those pillars, they all feed each other so well. You're learning so much from grassroots, you're learning from management, you're learning from the trends in the industry, you're getting groups of CEOs together to talk to you, but also to your audience. And it's hugely valuable in planning your business as well as everything else.
It helps us plan the business. The key is that it helps us tell the story. And one of the areas that we are looking to improve in, and I think you'll see us take a step function forward in the next 3 years, is we have to be better storytellers.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when you're dealing with government, you're dealing with industry, yes, you can bombard them with the hard facts.
Yeah.
But if you can't paint a story around those facts and narrate a logical conclusion, working backwards from that, saying, here are the key milestones we need to get to. If you can't paint that picture, you're going to lose your audience very quickly. And I think that's the learning lesson, not only from attending an event like this, some of the lessons we've learned in some of our other events in the previous to these, is storytelling is very necessary right now.
Well, and that's music to my ears.
Of course it is.
But actually, what I think is really interesting is you're able to bring storytellers along with you. So when you look at putting someone like an Otto Book on stage, or you look at having the panel we had in Gdansk with Marcus Aschenbrenner and Poiter from Electronica.
Correct,
Peter from Keytron, all those different people together. Matthias from
Hansa.
It was, those people know their own story, but they are, when they're in your environment, they're so open in their narrative. They share so much. It's really nice to see what the industry believes it's going to be going forward, rather than just an individual company.
Exactly.
So more storytelling, more doing what you're doing. And as someone who isn't a geek anymore, even more hand soldering competitions.
That's right.
It's really important and it's really valuable.
We published our 2025 event schedule for Europe. It's already out. So people know. One of the other, very fundamental learnings is when you're trying to attract a CEO audience, 90 days advance notice doesn't work. You got to give those guys 9 to 12 months. And so we took that message to heart, and we published our schedule, and they were all very appreciative of that. And the reason we do that is because, again, we want their voice. We want them to buy into what we're doing to serve the industry. At the end of the day, if my job is to serve the industry, and if I'm not doing that, then I need to be thinking about doing something else. But that's the joy of this business, is serving this industry.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I just love being embedded in it, love being involved with you guys, and helping tell you your story, but helping find out what's going on.
Great.
Thanks so much for your time.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Phil.
Thanks, Sanjay.